Welcome to Commander Tilt. My name is Clark. Just a little bit about my channel. I build custom Magic the Gathering decks and play them against themselves in a bracket style competition. This is the Rush format tournament that I've put together, and if you haven't watched my previous videos, then you should go ahead and take a look at them, because then I am explaining how the Rush format works. And I'm just kind of assuming, we're on our 13th video of Rush. Pretty sure that if you've watched this far, you know how Rush works. Another interesting thing to note, we are down to the last few decks. There's only 5 decks left, and I realized at the end of the last video that I have left 5 decks. I've got solid white, white and blue, white and red, white and black, white and green. Somehow managed to have all of the combinations of white left, and I guess, it just kind of shows that I really like white, in the fact that when I started this, I really thought the red deck was going to come out ahead and win the whole thing, and it turns out I just have pretty good white cards, and I guess I just enjoy building white decks because these decks have been doing better than the rest of them. They've moved on. So with that in mind, this competition today is going to be Selesnya versus Orzhov. That's white and green versus white and black. If you've watched my previous videos, you know the Selesnya deck is a combo deck. It's all about trying to get an ultimate life combo and like an unlimited life combo, hopefully really early on. And then the Orzhov deck is built around Extort. So we're going to see which deck comes out on top, and I'm going to be honest, I kind of think whichever one wins is probably going to win the whole competition, because these are probably the 2 best decks left. But I don't know. That's why I do the competition, to see who really is the best. I hope you enjoy the battle, and we'll see you at the end. Okay, I'm going to roll to see who goes first. Orzhov got 10, and Selesnya got 13, so Selesnya is going to go first. Selesnya puts down an Ancient Ziggurat, and then we'll tap it immediately for an Avacyn's Pilgrim, a green creature that taps for white. Pretty cool. Orzhov's going to put down a Plains, and then pass with no 1-drops. Selesnya will take its draw. Selesnya is going to put down a Forest, and then we're going to tap the Avacyn's Pilgrim and the Ancient Ziggurat for a Suture Priest, and then we'll tap a single green mana for Essence Warden, and we gain a life off the Suture Priest trigger. Orzhov will put down a Swamp and then a Tithe Drinker, and then pass the turn. Selesnya will untap. We'll put down an Ancient Ziggurat. We've only got 2 in the deck, but we got them both out this time. Next, we're going to tap the mana for a Birds of Paradise, and unfortunately it glares the entire game. I am so sorry, but that's a Birds of Paradise right there. 2 triggers will gain 2 life off of that. Next, we're going to tap mana for a Johnny's Welcome. Now we have 3 life gain triggers. And then we're going to tap the Ancient Ziggurat for a Soul Warden, and we gain 3 life off of that. And we'll go ahead and pass the turn, but then we remember the Suture Priest trigger from the previous round and take a life off of Orzhov as we pass. Orzhov will untap. Orzhov put down the Swamp. Next, Orzhov's going to pay 3 mana for Imperious Oligarch, because we pay 1 mana for the Extort trigger, which trades life there. Next, we're going to tap and attack, and with no blockers, we'll do the damage, 2 damage. I did put the Suture Priest trigger on there as well. Orzhov will untap, or Orzhov will pass. Selesnya will untap. Selesnya puts down a Plains, and then we're going to tap 2 mana for Impassioned Orator, and we're going to gain 4 life off of that, and we'll pass the turn. Orzhov will untap. Orzhov will put down a Plains. Then we're going to tap 4 mana for Pillory of the Sleepless. We'll put it on the Impassioned Orator, and we go ahead and extort it with the Tithe Drinker. That's why we tap 4 instead of 3 there. Moving to combat, we'll swing with the Tithe Drinker. Selesnya will block with the Essence Warden. Lifelink causes them to gain 2 life. That was really a mistake. I lost my Extort monster there. So Orzhov will pass. Selesnya will untap. Pillory of the Sleepless does a damage to Selesnya. Selesnya will put down a Sunpetal Grove. It goes in untapped because of the Forest and Plains there. We'll play a Soul Warden and gain 4 life off of that. And then we're going to play an Essence Warden, and we'll gain 5 life off of that creature entering the battlefield. And we'll pass the turn. Orzhov will untap, and we're going to, after our draw, play a Swamp. Next, we're going to tap 2 mana for a Corpse Knight, and then 2 more mana for a Morning Thrall. And that causes the Corpse Knight to trigger. Selesnya loses a life. Corpse Knight's kind of like the opposite of like an Essence Warden. We'll attack with Imperious Oligarch, and Selesnya just lets it through and takes the 2 damage. Orzhov will pass the turn. Selesnya will untap. We're going to put down a Plains. Next, we're going to tap 4 mana. And it takes me a little while to decide which 4. For Felidar Guardian. And we gain like 6 life off of that or something. And then the Felidar Guardian blinks something. We'll blink that Impassioned Orator to get rid of the Pillory of the Sleepless trigger, and we gain 5 life off the Imperious creature entering the battlefield. Then we're going to tap the mana for Felidar Guardian, and the combo is achieved. We get infinite life at this point, and Orzhov will fold. This time, Orzhov goes first. We'll put down a Swamp and then pass the turn with no 1-drops. Selesnya will put down a Forest, and then tapping that Forest, we'll put down an Essence Warden, and we'll pass the turn. Orzhov will take its draw and then put down a Swamp. Next, we're going to tap 2 mana for a Morning Thrall and pass the turn. Selesnya will put down an Ancient Ziggurat. Then we're going to tap 2 mana for a Suture Priest, and we gain a life off the Essence Warden trigger. Here I realized that I'd been playing Essence Warden wrong virtually every time I've ever played that card, because it says whenever another creature enters the battlefield, so that includes enemy creatures. Orzhov will put down a Plains, and then we'll put down a Morning Thrall. The Suture Priest triggers and we lose a life, but then I go ahead and attack with the Morning Thrall, and because of lifelink, Selesnya loses a life and Orzhov gains a life. Selesnya will put down a Wooded Bastion, and then tapping 2 mana, put down a Selesnya Signet, and then tapping 1 more mana, we'll put down a Llanowar Elves, and we gain 2 life off of that. And we'll pass the turn. Orzhov will untap. Orzhov will gain a Plains, and then we'll put down a Dutiful Thrall. Moving to combat, we'll swing with the 2 Morning Thralls. They're flyers, so they can't be blocked, and here I remember the Suture Priest trigger, but I gained a life on Selesnya instead of losing a life off of Orzhov. Ultimately, it's not much difference. The Morning Thrall damage connects in its lifelink, so the 2 decks are tied at this point. Selesnya will put down an Ancient Ziggurat, and then we're going to tap 2 mana for... Oh, I'm sorry, we're tapping 4 mana for a Felidar Guardian. When the Felidar Guardian hits, we're going to gain 2 life off of the 2 triggers. And then we get to blink something. We'll blink the Llanowar Elves and gain 2 more life off the Warden triggers. And then we'll tap 1 mana for Avacyn's Pilgrim, and we'll gain 2 life. And then 2 mana for an Impassioned Orator and gain 2 more life. And we'll pass the turn. Orzhov will put down a Swamp. We'll tap a single white mana for a Dutiful Thrall. And then I remember the Suture Priest trigger, and this time I remember and take the life off, and then I gain a life from the Essence Warden trigger. Then I play Pillory of the Sleepless, and I'll put it on Avacyn's Pilgrim, so that creature can no longer tap. We'll attack with the 2 Mournful Thralls, and we'll attack with one of the Dutiful Thralls. And Selesnya will just choose to let all the damage through. Not really worried about it with this big of a life difference. Selesnya will untap. Selesnya will take a damage from the Pillory of the Sleepless. And then we're going to go ahead and take our draw. And then an easy play here. We're going to tap 6 mana for a Wisp Weaver Angel. And the combo goes off again. This time, we go to infinite life, and Orzhov will go ahead and concede the game with no way to defeat something with infinite life. And with that, Selesnya wins this round and will be moving on to the semifinals. There you have it. The Selesnya deck won. I got that combo off in both games. The first game was a little later than the second, but and another thing to note is after I finished these two battles, I remembered Restoration Angel. Restoration Angel was in my original plan, and for some reason I just forgot about it and left it out of the deck. So I pulled the Passionate Orator out and put Restoration Angel. So going into the next round, you may see Restoration Angel, which it's not as good because it doesn't combo with Wispweaver Angel, but it still combos with Felidar Guardian, and being a 4-drop, I can get that combo off faster. I sure hope you enjoyed this battle today, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. I do have a Patreon page, and I would love it if you would visit my page and take a look at the rewards that are available. It would help me out a lot. Remember to like and subscribe and hit that bell notification so you hear about my latest videos. Have a great day.